G'day guys, Alex from Physio here. If you're a keen rugby player, it's important that you're doing lower body strength sessions in the gym. To have an effective lower body day in the gym, you need to make sure that you warm up well. A good warm up involves good activation exercises and mobility exercises. And in this video, I'm going to show you a nice and quick 10-minute warm up that you can do to get yourself primed and ready to get underneath the bar and lift some weight. Please also consider checking out my actual strength session that you can do in the pre-season for rugby union or rugby league. And this is exactly what the pros will be doing in their own gym time. So let's jump into exercise 1 now.
Okay guys, let's get into it. Now I don't know about anyone else, but when I walk in the gym, I want to lie down straight away, and I just like to start with some active mobility, and some lumbar rocks is a great way to just start moving the hips, start to get your lower back opening as well. It's a windscreen wiper action. It should be more a fall to the side. Once I've done about 15 to 20 of those, I'm into some lumbar rotations. I do a sustained stretch first, just personal preference, and then I get into the active part of it. With my thumb is always facing the ground. So it's on the ground in front of my body, and then it turns and goes to the other side of my body. From the side-on motion, you can see that I'm trying to keep my top knee on the ground, and my left shoulder, which is the shoulder on the ground, is rotated out towards us as much as possible so that I've got that rotation in my lumbar spine. By using the arm, we're also getting upper thoracic mobility as well. I've really been enjoying these lumbar rollouts. It's a great way to get lumbar flexion, get lumbar bending happening. It also gets your hips and groin opening as well. Great combination exercise. It's also kind of fun to do. So as I said, I've actually just done the whole block of the video just to show that you can get this done in about 8 to 10 minutes. I like the reverse lumbar rotations. It opens up the hip flexors, opens up the groin, but most importantly, I'm trying to target the lumbar spine here, just trying to get it moving, getting it loose, especially in the morning when you first walked in the gym, because we are going to be doing hinging exercises and squatting exercises. Moving on to some back extensions, we just want to start going the other way. We've done flexion with the rollouts, now we're doing extension. Make sure you tuck your pelvis underneath yourself first, as seen with the arrows, and that way we're getting more extension through our entire spine, and it's not just at the base of our back. Have your hands further away from your body for less extension, have it closer to your body for more extension. Now for some more hip flexor and thoracic rotation. This lunge opener, sometimes called the world's greatest stretch, I'm not sure why, but it is a really nice combo stretch where you get hip flexor, you get thoracic opening. It's a great combo exercise to try to get yourself opening up. As you can see from this front view, the hips are open and we're twisting thumb towards the ceiling, and we can go both directions. You can go towards your leg, away from your leg. It's just a nice way to get yourself moving actively. The idea of this warm-up is to be active. We're not just passively stretching with a band or a roller. That's not going to get you moving well for a power day. I then just like to go into some leg swings. Some people might want to do the leg swings before all this other stuff. I just like to add it at the end. I'm really focusing on being really loose and getting a nice kick through. I'm being fairly forceful with my leg, trying to get my hamstrings nice and warm for when I'm doing those hinge exercises like cleans. After the leg swings, feel free to pick another active mobility exercise that you would like to do. But now we're moving on to an active warm-up, and we're going to start with an athletic lunge series. The series involves forward, side to side, and backwards lunging. What we want to do here is get into a front lunge first. We stop at the bottom, knee ideally not touching the ground, although I do in some reps, and then you pop back up quickly and explosively and adopt that sprinter's position. It's also called triple extension. This is when you're up on your toes, your ankle is locked, your knee is locked, and your hips are tucked, and you're in that straight line, in that explosive position. This is important for when we do sprinting, and it's just a nice way to create isometric stability or just stiffness in that position. The more stiffness we can create when sprinting is going to allow us to be faster, and similarly with this lateral lunge, we're doing exactly the same things. It's also a really great balance exercise, and for someone like myself that has a lot of chronic ankle instability, I've rolled my ankles that many times, it's really nice because I get to be working on balance plus strengthen my calf to hold myself in that position. And the lateral lunges also get your groin nice and warm, going side to side. We're also lunging, so actively we're warming up. We're using our quads, we're using our glutes. It's just a great all-round exercise that does quite a lot of things for us. And I think a lot of us as rugby players or people in field sports will benefit from adding this to your pre-gym or your pre-field sessions. So I think with female athletes as well, doing lunging and balance exercise is really good, especially for the amount of knee injuries that we tend to see with female rugby players. And guys, I do apologize that I'm probably not the best model. I have done a bunch of bad reps. I've really only added this in the last about 4 weeks or so, but I'm really finding that it feels good. My calves are feeling really strong and really tired by the end of doing this. So try these out. I really think they're of a lot of benefit to rugby players especially. From here, I decided to go on to some toe walking and some heel walking, which will come by in a minute. Once again, this is about getting our ankles nice and strong. You can't be powerful without strong ankles. You can have the best, most powerful glutes and knees in the world, but if you don't have a strong base to work from, meaning your feet and your ankles, you're not going to have a hope in hell of being really explosive with cutting, changing directions, jumping and line outs, all that sort of stuff. So this is a great way just to work on more of those smaller muscles around the foot and ankle. So definitely include these, even if you think it doesn't look like much. Definitely try it out. It's a lot harder than it seems. Anytime that I'm doing a lower body movement in the gym, if I know I'm doing cleans, if I know I'm doing squats, if I'm doing a power day, I love a weighted kettlebell squat. I'm sitting in the hole, I'm getting nice and deep, and I'm pushing out with my elbows, and I'm trying to keep my back as straight as possible. And you'll see from the side angle, I'm really getting deep into the hole as much as I can. For some people, you may not be able to sit that comfortably, and that is fine. Just slowly work your way into it. I think for props especially, and guys in the tight 5, having really great hip and ankle mobility is essential for a good scrum. So make sure that you work on this. It's a great exercise for hip mobility and ankle mobility. I'm using heeled shoes, so this makes this a little bit easier. So if you do find it a bit challenging, popping some plates underneath your heels is a great way just to make it a bit easier initially. A lot of power day is about the posterior chain, which is just talking about our back muscles, our glute muscles, and our hamstrings and our calves, everything on the back side of the body. Doing some RDLs or Romanian deadlift is a hamstring / glute exercise. It's working on the back of our hips. We want to do this to just get it engaged, get it activated, get ourselves nice and warm. And it's also, once again, got that balance component in as well, which is great from just a control and stability standpoint. Similarly, a single leg bridge. This is working on that posterior chain again. It's opening up the front of our hips. Great all-round exercise just to get yourself activated, getting yourself turned on and ready for a nice, strong day in the gym. And I would do this for any lower body day that I'm doing, power or strength. So this last one is a personal favorite of mine. It's a weighted back extension. You can do it on the actual machine where you hook your legs in, a GHD, but I just like to use the kettlebell that I'm using, saves me some time. Just working on some hinging, some extension through my back. It's just a nice way to warm it up, especially for when I'm going to do cleans or snatches or any sort of hinging based exercise in my routine. With these RDLs, bridges and back extensions, I'm generally doing 2 rounds of about 8 reps. I hope that you can use that warm up to get ready for your next lower body session in the gym. Please also check out the actual strength session that I did and put together for this warm up as well. If you can, consider subscribing so you don't miss out on any more rugby content or injury prevention content as it comes out on the Physio YouTube or website. And guys, as always, thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.